A quick note before we get into the episode. Oversharing is a podcast for entertainment purposes only. It is not a medical podcast and does not constitute medical or psychological advice. Always seek the advice of your physician or mental health professional. Hello and welcome back to Oversharing. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Dr. Naomi Bernstein.
I'd like to apologize in advance for any phlegmy cough voice that I may have. It's that time of year. It's been quite unpleasant.
Yeah, it's super sexy. Love it. Deep and raspy. No, I had laryngitis like a few days ago, maybe, and it's like not when you're a talker, not being able to talk fully or like not, it's, you don't have laryngitis and hope it doesn't get there, but it's like, whoa, maybe I need to learn how to like shut up more often because this is really hard for me.
Yeah, the breathing is tough when you're talking. So it definitely it's something. And I would usually, over medicate myself with just a shit ton of NyQuil and Dayquil, but due to this pregnancy, I'm trying not to take anything. But those stupid little strips, which aren't really working.
I remember when I was pregnant, I tried the neti pot. Have you ever tried the neti pot?
I've heard of it. Isn't it like kind of gross, right?
It's gross. It's unpleasant and it didn't really help.
Work?
So I wouldn't recommend it. It's like this very natural thing that you can do where you tilt your head to the side and pour water in one nostril and it like goes up through your nasal passages and comes out the other nostril, and it's supposed to like clear out the mucus, but it was just such a weird sensation and it was a whole ordeal. And it was one of those like, I'm a natural pregnant person and I'm going to do like my neti pot. And
did it work?
No, not really. I didn't personally, I didn't find that the level of relief was worth the effort and the discomfort of doing it.
Because it's sort of like, to me, it's not like to have a cold or like even like a sore throat. It like painful. It's just kind of uncomfortable. So you're really just trading one. If it was like going to work forever, maybe I would, if it would like stop it entirely.
Right.
Guaranteed, maybe. But
yeah, no, I wouldn't run out and get yourself a neti pot. I don't think it's that helpful. But it is interesting, that concept, to kind of be like, okay, this is uncomfortable, but it's not painful. And then when you have the urge to like complain or feel like I need this to be different than it is, also it's a cold and it's temporary. It's like a nice little practice. And like this, it doesn't actually hurt. It's just kind of annoying.
Yes. And it reminds me of that meme. It was from like many years ago that was like when you have a cold or something, or like when you can't breathe out of one nostril and then like suddenly you can, and it's like a whole
yes. Freedom.
Yeah. The feeling. Yes.
Yes.
Totally. Take for granted every day.
Now, like the breath meditation, when people are like, they're doing their breath meditation, it feels really boring. Until suddenly, like your first really good deep breath meditation after a cold is like, wow, this actually is something I can just sit here quietly and enjoy.
Right. And be grateful for. It's funny, like there's so many things, like being grateful for things that you didn't even think of until you didn't have them is just like the theme of the month here.
Totally. So all of you out there that are listening, if you can take a deep breath through your nose, today is a good day.
Except for me. Yes. Everyone else.
Everyone else. And next week, Jordana, you too will be taking a deep breath through your nose.
Yes. And today, this episode comes out on December 30th. So, end of the year. Do you get like, what are your thoughts on resolutions? What are your thoughts on like recapping your year? Like, what's your feeling on it?
Totally. I think it can go either way, but I think if you do it with a good intention towards like growth and reflection, I think it can be awesome. I had a patient that wrote herself a letter as if she was at the end of 2026, let's say.
Oh, that's fun.
And she was sort of like, it was almost like a manifestation letter. Like, this is what has happened this year. And like, I did this thing and I did this thing and I feel this way and I feel that way. And I think if it can be more focused on like, this is how I want to feel, I think that is when it's more beneficial to kind of be like, this is how I felt this year. This is how I want to feel, because how you feel is more in your control, I think, a lot of times than like what actually happens in your life. Like, I want to get a new car. I want to get a new job. I want to find a partner. Great, all great things. You can want them. But I think the manifesting piece of it comes from like, when you focus on like, I want to feel this way and I'm going to control that to the extent that I can, I think that's where you can actually start to manifest a little bit more of the external stuff, if that makes sense.
No, I like that. It's like working backwards.
Yes.
And it's not so results driven.
Yes. Yes. And that's not to say you want to make a goal. Love it. Like, you want to sign up for 30 days of hot yoga, go for it. Like, I think it's great, but it's more about the why. Like, what do I want to feel that I'm doing 30 days of hot yoga? And maybe I can pull that in, as opposed to just feeling like, okay, I'm going to do this thing and then I'm just going to feel this way because of it.
Okay. I like that. Do you have your own feelings, goals?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it, it's like the same kind of every year, which is, kind of practicing what I preach, which is like coming back into the moment more often and like being the observer of my life more often than being absorbed into my life. Like, even in this very moment, I'm sitting here with you. It's, the end of 2025. Like, this moment of me and you, even just like having these chats and getting to see your face. And, this is not going to always be like this, so I can kind of in this moment even do the thing that I want,
right,
without saying like, I'm going to wait till 2026 to start, and step back and be like, hey, this is we have our headphones on, our microphones, we have our producer that's helping us, and we have an audience that wants to hear what we have to say, like all these beautiful little tiny bits of, just enjoying this ride in this moment. So yeah, trying to do that more and trying to step back and kind of watch my life. Why? What do I want to feel? I want to feel gratitude, I think, is why I want to do that. I just want to feel grateful for the life that I have. So
I love that.
Yeah. What about you?
That's great. All we have is now.
Yes.
Mine's a little more tangible than that. Obviously, gratitude, very important. I think meditation kind of comes with that, like slowing down, all that stuff. I'd like to work on my tone this year.
Oh, like how you talk to people.
Yes. And I was talking to my therapist about that, about like, boundaries and like self-sacrifice versus like, versus boundary, I guess, versus self-protection, like self-sacrifice versus self-protection.
Right.
But basically what she said to me was like, I think, like the boundaries and the self-protection you have, are like completely valid and should be enforced. But she's like, I think that, you're a very like honest, real person, but maybe it's more about how you convey what you're looking for. Like,
Right.
It's okay to feel or want whatever you want or express whatever your needs are. But, I think I wrote this down, is that you can have those boundaries and you can have like, you can take care of yourself and your own needs while having emotional connection and attunement too.
Yes.
And you do that really well. So you're a very good role model for that. But basically, like, if someone's like, I want you to do this on this day, and that's what I want from you, you can say, like, instead of being like, I'm not doing that because like I feel like this, and like, like a blunt, like, kind of self-based thing is like, I can totally understand why you would want to do this recording on this day, whatever it is,
Right.
why you would want to hang out on that day.
Right.
I can't, unfortunately, whatever the boundary is.
Right.
And then just really like, I think softening the tone of like the way that I deliver things, I think would make the message, which I'm not changing,
yes,
go down in a more loving and kind way.
And what's the goal? Is it to just not hurt people, or is it to actually deepen the connection?
I think both. I think it's to deepen the connection, to preserve your own like peace and space, while also, not like not making anyone feel like they're being rejected or, I don't know, like insulted or not thought of.
Right. I wonder, just because we're here,
Sure.
and we'll push you a little bit, maybe. I wonder if they're seeking a connection in one way that you don't feel like you need to protect yourself from for whatever reason.
Right.
What if you offered to connect in a different way, and then maybe explored, like, is it that I don't want to connect with this person, or is it that I don't want to connect in this exact way?
Right. That's another good option of like finding a way that's comfortable for you.
Yeah. Like, I can't hang out on that day, but like, maybe we could, I can give you a call at this time, and we can chat and like kind of, whatever, just to say like, I do want to connect with you, but this particular way that you're asking doesn't work for me.
I like that. And I think that goes back to that, like, and we get so many emails about this, people whose parents or, friends want more from them than they feel like they can give in that moment. So I think that's like a great way to balance, again, that sort of pendulum of self-sacrifice versus self-care.
Yeah. And I think the message matters, like the way you deliver it, I agree. But the leaning in also matters. Like, it's, I don't know, like if this person that you're, this listener or listeners that write in that are like, someone's asking me for something, I can't do it. And so there's sometimes this tendency, because it's so hard to disappoint people, to like drop the bomb and run away.
Right.
Versus kind of being like, okay, I can't do this thing, especially if it's someone that like really does need something. They're sick, or they're lonely, or they just went through a breakup or what. Like, it is nice to almost be like, well, it wouldn't take me that long. I could just like write a card and stick it in the mail. Or like I could go online and like send a head scratcher that costs $15 like to their apartment, and whatever. Just like some other gesture of like, I'm thinking of you. I like care for you. I'm trying to show care in a way that like I can tolerate right now.
I like that. That's very, I like that in the holiday spirit of giving too.
Well, that's just, that's just a random example, but it could be like,
I think that's fair. Like to, it's almost like infusing a little bit more, I don't want to say self-sacrifice, because you're not really saying to do that, but like a little bit more care.
Right. Just some
tangible
energy. I'm putting
care.
Some energy in your direction.
Right.
I'm giving you some of my energy, but it's not going to be hanging out in this day at this particular time, or doing this thing that you're asking. And it could be, I just think it does make someone feel like just cared for, as opposed to just like they're saying no and now I'm just dismissed.
Right.
So
that's
just a
totally
thought.
Fair. Yeah. I like that. I'm going to add that in to my therapy.
Yeah. And sometimes like you were saying a couple of weeks ago, like if you want to be alone, like you just kind of want to be alone, or you don't feel like getting dressed and you don't feel like going out to brunch or whatever it is, maybe you don't mind like sitting on your couch and, writing someone an email, or sending a little tiny gift that doesn't cost you too much, or doing a gesture of like, I'm thinking about this person. Like, I think that happens a lot too, especially in relationships. Like, you are thinking about someone, but like, how do you
show them that you care and are thinking without necessarily having to like be in an all-encompassing physical state with them?
Yeah. Even just a note. Like, so I often will just send people a text of like, thinking about you, miss you, like randomly. Like people would sometimes love to get that like from their partner or somebody that you're just like, oh, you are thinking about me.
Yeah.
Versus making it focused on like, I know you're thinking about me because you made plans with me. I know you're thinking about me because
Right.
So, all right. I like that.
I'm going to add yours on to my resolution.
Yeah,
We'll see how I did
add-on.
at the end of 2026.
Okay. We will check back in.
All
right. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. If you guys have a voicemail, you can leave us a voicemail at 646-363-6294. We have a voicemail in this episode. If you would like to email us instead, you can email oversharing@betches.com. You can subscribe. You get 2 bonus episodes a month, all the episodes ad-free and a day early, or you can join one of Dr. Naomi's therapy groups. What a great way to get into a New Year's resolution, to join one of those groups to, better your mental health. And how do they do that? Yeah.
It's so funny. Like when we talk in the groups, it's like a lot of people that join, there is this common denominator of people that are looking for self-growth and looking for improvement and looking to improve the quality of their lives. So it really is, it's a great environment. Not to, everyone's welcome, even if you're just like, hey, I'm just here because I want community. I'm not really looking to change anything about myself, but it is nice to be around a group of people that have those similar kind of values of like, I want to show up better for myself and for other people in my life. So if that sounds like a space that you're interested in entering into, you can find us at naomibernstein.com. Fill out a very quick little form and we will reach out to you and let you know what we have available. naomibernstein.com.
Love that. Okay, let's get into it. I'll read our overshare. Hi, Jordana and Dr. Naomi. I've been listening to the pod for over a year now, and I've finally decided I need to write in. I'm 24, and I've been with my boyfriend, 26, for about a year and a half. About 3 months into the relationship, he started making me custom gifts. At first, they were for no particular occasion. He made me a custom flower pot that had my name engraved on it. Harmless, right? Then, for our first Christmas, he made me another custom flower pot. This one was also engraved, but with Merry Xmas and my initials plus his in the largest, tackiest font. He also got me and him matching pajamas with my initials and his initials sewn into them, like the silky kind of PJs you would get your bridal party. My birthday came around Christmas, and he got me a custom mug he painted, a tank top he customized, and a soap bottle he DIY'd from a bottle with my name on it. I've never worn the pajamas, and I told him they just didn't fit me. He wanted me to wear the tank top for our marathon. He got himself a matching t-shirt, and I had to tell him it wasn't really my style and that I had already planned another outfit for the race. Most recently, he has been 3D printing stuff at work with my name and our picture on it, like random pieces of wood with our picture and Happy Halloween on them. He is so thoughtful, and he values gift giving a lot. I, on the other hand, am more practical, particularly about my style and decor, and do not like clutter. I found myself resenting the gifts he gives me because, candidly, I have no use for them and often do not want them. I try to act grateful, but recently my reactions may have been showing that I'm less than excited. I love him so much and recognize how lucky I am to have such a thoughtful boyfriend. I just don't know what to do with all this customized stuff. He has never asked me what I want for Christmas or my birthday because he knows that he is creative and will think of something thoughtful. That's him saying that. He self-proclaims he is amazing at gift giving. I feel bad even writing all of this. I just don't want this to happen forever. A custom inked out Betch. Wow, this guy is a monogram guy.
Now he's got a 3D printer, so like,
yikes.
It's only going to get worse. He sounds like a sweetie, and he sounds like at one point he got a lot of positive affirmation for being different, I think, and like giving a gift that this is the hardest part about this is he feels like because I'm putting your name on it and it's not a gift that you could just pick up anywhere, that
Right.
It is very special and unique to you. But
Yes.
It's really the opposite. Like it feels like it is not, she does not feel like this is unique to her and like what she likes and what she wants. So I think that's why this feels even worse on top of already feeling like I need to create like a custom corner in my house for all of this like tacky custom stuff.
Right. That I don't want and I don't appreciate.
Yes. It also feels like, and it kind of every time feels like you don't really know me. And there's this part of myself that I feel like I have to hide so as not to hurt your feelings.
Right.
I get why this is hard.
And then also there's like the more times he does it, for her to like tell the absolute truth is like worse because it's been going on for so long.
Right.
So she's sort of stuck a little bit. It's like when you don't know what someone does for a living and then you've been friends for years and it's like too late to ask because it's insulting.
Yeah. Like this whole time, all of these things, you hated them.
Yeah. No, it's tough.
Maybe the first one, she probably didn't mind the first one. It was like cute, but after a while.
Right. And I think this brings me to that like love language thought of this is clearly his love language. It's not hers.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gift in general or these gifts specifically, but it is kind of annoying to have the person you're closest to, which I would imagine would be your boyfriend, kind of like show you over and over again that they don't really know you.
Yes.
I think that's the annoying. I think we talked about this last year. Like that's the annoying part about getting a gift you don't like is if I get a gift I don't like from like a distant cousin, I'm like, okay.
Right.
Sure. Like it's the thought that counts.
Right.
I get a gift that I don't like from like a close personal friend or my husband. I'm like, don't you know me? Like, it's almost like more about, how they, like their level of intimacy, it feels like.
Yes. Which is why I think this conversation in some way needs to be had. I think she could take a couple steps before she has it, but I do think it's hard and you have to probably do it. I think the other disappointing thing is like, it's kind of fun when your partner or someone really close to you, it's time for a gift because you're like, it's going to be probably pretty good because they know me pretty well. And every time it's like gift time, she's like, this is not that exciting. In fact, it kind of feels dreadful. Like, let's just skip my birthday this year.
Right. Rather get nothing than get these things.
Get another one of these like clutter items. One option she can take first, which might be the less uncomfortable option, is she can just ask for what she wants ahead of time and say something like, I know Christmas is coming up and we usually exchange gifts. If she wants to go a little harder, she can say something like, I've really, like, it's so thoughtful that you've given me all these like really creative custom gifts over the years. Like, I really appreciate the thought and the effort that you put into that. But this year and going forward, I really like this type of gift, or I'd really like a piece of jewelry, or I'd really like a weekend away together, or even something a little bit less expensive than that. But like, I'd really, whatever the thing is that you want, like kind of just setting him up and saying like, this is what I want, which I get for him is probably not going to feel good because I think he likes the idea of surprising you with another custom random thing. But
yeah, and he prides himself on it.
Yes.
Right.
So that's why this is going to be hard. He's going to be uncomfortable. He's not going to like it. But I think you could try that first to kind of say, and it is a love language thing. Like, this is what I want. And when you give a gift, you have to give to the other person, make the other person happy.
Yeah.
Not to boost this like identity that you have around as a creative gift giver.
Exactly. And ideally they would match up where like he loves making customized stuff. You love customized stuff. Didn't happen that way. I mean, like in my relationship, I love to write a nice, thoughtful card and receive them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I guess it's a words of affirmation thing. So I've talked about this before. Like Mike I'll request that. He does it. He doesn't love to do it. He feels it's not like the thing that comes most naturally to him, but he like works on it. He types it out and then he writes it, and like he does it. He'd prefer to just buy me something that I like, that I send to him, but I think that's not what I want. And vice versa. I think the thing that was hard for me to deal with in the beginning, as we're figuring out our relationship, is that he doesn't care about those cards if I write them.
Right.
So I don't write them anymore. Like, I'm kind of like, you have a writer here. She could write you like a whole like loving beauty. He's like, it doesn't really do much for me.
Right.
He does it for me because it does a lot for, and it would be great if like those things matched. Like he loved writing and receiving cards, and I loved writing and receiving cards. Like, wouldn't that be beautiful? But he's like, it doesn't really like do as much for me as it does for you. I'm kind of indifferent if you get me a card or not.
Right.
So I don't get him cards. And like part of me is like, feels a little weird about it. Like like this is a skill of mine.
Right.
But if he doesn't,
maybe it does feel like you're not appreciating like what this guy might feel too, is that you're not appreciating what I have to give here.
Right.
Like,
but then I'm like, I'll give a card to someone who loves a great card.
Right.
I'm like, I can still use that skill. Like he could give it, maybe his mom, I'm sure his family probably loves. And that's usually something, if you're like into monograms, I feel like you grew up with, like you can still,
like lifestyle.
You can still get into your thing, just not with that person. And it's kind of like a little disappointing when you find out your partner isn't a gifting match with you.
Yeah.
But you get over it. And I think it's better to like know that than feel like you're continuously kind of going against the grain, like the woman who got her brother and sister-in-law these extravagant gifts and they're kind of indifferent about them.
Right.
Like you just have to put that energy elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And the hardest part is going to be the uncomfortable conversation that she has to have where she kind of says, I appreciate the thought. I appreciate your creativity. It makes me feel very loved. Like the feeling behind it is well received. Like I feel loved, but I also would like to receive a different type of gift that would make me feel more excited and like joyful in that moment, which is a hard conversation to have. And he might prepare yourself, get mopey or sad or sulky or when he, might even take him a little while to come back. I've seen this where I've seen couples where someone, the guy in this case, in a hetero relationship gave the girl a gift that he like spent a lot of money on and took a lot of time picking out and thinking about. And she immediately off the bat was like, no, I don't like that. I don't want that. And then he like never gave her a gift ever again.
Right.
Because he's like, I tried. It can
feel very personal.
Hard.
Yeah.
It felt like such a rejection that I'm never going to put myself in that position ever again to be rejected in that way. And so like I could see if left unchecked, something like that could happen here, but I think you can repair from this. I do think it would be good to give him some guidance. Like I love the old school like kids list for Santa kind of thing where it's like, here's all of the things that I would love that I'm not going to buy for myself. Like then it gives instead of being like, I want this bag, here's the link. All you have to do is click buy.
Right.
That feels a little like lame and not thoughtful. But if you give someone an entire list and they're like, okay, what on this list feels like something that I would like for you to have from me, it feels a little bit more like you're not picking out your own gift, which I don't think this guy would be into.
Yeah. Or maybe she can give one idea of one little thing that she wouldn't mind monogrammed.
Right.
If you're gonna I would like it on a hand towel or
on the bottom of the chair, yes. Under the leg.
That's my favorite place to have monogram. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel you. He sounds so sweet. I could see why it's hard to do this, but I did this in my relationship. I think you did this in yours, where off the bat, we had to like do the thing where we kind of said, this is my love language. I'd appreciate it if you could try to speak it.
Right. And I think with all these things, it's a much more romantic gesture to give someone what they want than to give someone what you like to give.
Right. Like just a quick antidote is, so Jeff and I are having our anniversary on Saturday. We're celebrating it on Friday. And so we're both trying to like plan a fun date night for Friday night. And so I was like asking him about he planned the dinner part and I was going to plan like something else. And so I was asking him and I'm like, yeah, I want to plan a little something. Like what time is, this happening? And he was like, why? I was like, because I'm trying to plan like a little something. And he was like, kind of like, what is it? And I'm like, well, do you want to know or do you want to be surprised? So he was like, well, does it involve physical activity? Because like, that's my love language. Like I would love if he planned like 2
Hike.
hours at a rock climbing gym or
Right.
like a trampoline park or something. Well, maybe not trampoline. I can't really jump on trampolines anymore without having to pee. But, like I would love, so I think he was kind of thinking that I was going to pick something that was like my love language.
Right.
When
Were you?
No, I wasn't. I was totally picking something that was like his love language. So it was just interesting that he was kind of like, he was thinking that like when I'm putting this effort in, that I'm going to be like, I'm going to plan this amazing date where we're going to like go to this rock climbing gym and then go to a video arcade after. Like that might be something that I would like to do that he probably would hate.
Right. And that's why it's all about knowing the other person.
Yes.
That's what I'm
yes.
saying.
I'm not planning that date. That's not his favorite date. That's like my favorite date.
You could plan that date with someone else.
Yes, exactly.
So
yeah.
I think that's
So
the idea.
That's after 17 years of marriage, but he's still asking like, is this going to be rock climbing? Like, what are we doing? I'm trying to get dressed up and go out to a nice dinner. So like, let's get on the same page.
Yeah, no, I feel that. And sometimes here's the thing, like there's mystery and then there's getting it right. And so you have to decide what you want more. Do you want to be surprised or do you want to feel like you're doing exactly what you want? So those are trade-offs.
Totally.
All right, let's do a Betchicist. Do you want to read this one?
Yeah, I will read this. Hi, Jordana and Dr. Naomi. I have a dilemma that's causing me a lot of anxiety. For context, I am a 28-year-old female and I am a bridesmaid in an upcoming wedding. I'm super excited for this and love the bride very much. However, she has asked all the bridesmaids to have a sleepover with her the night before the wedding. First off, is this common? I'll be flat out honest. I've never loved a sleepover when I know I have my own bed waiting for me. I'm doing the logical mental math thing where I'm thinking about how much money my fiance and I have spent on the hotel for 4 nights, totaling over $1,300. I also picked a boutique hotel that is super cute and selfishly, or maybe not, I want to spend my nights with my fiance enjoying the vacation too. Aside from that, there are 5 bridesmaids plus the bride, and there's only 1 king bed and a pull-out couch in the bride's suite. I really don't want to squeeze in a bed or sleep on the floor when I have my own hotel room and we have a long day of wedding ahead of us. I feel like we're old enough to be able to understand that people might not want to do a sleepover, but the guilt of telling my friend I don't want to stay the night and wake up with them is killing me, and I can't even look forward to the trip. I don't want to let her down or have her be upset with me, even though she would never tell me. I'm by nature an honest person and express how I feel, so feeling like I need to swallow this and make her happy or think of being the only bridesmaid that didn't go with the flow feels horrible. Jordana talks about how people shouldn't act like brides or high and mighty queens who get to dictate everyone, and I keep telling myself she won't think it's a big deal, but will I be the bad guy? FYI, this may make me sound terrible, but we will also be in the Keys, and my whole family, who I rarely get to see because my fiance and I moved away from home, will also be there. Is it acceptable to stay with the bride until late evening and then go back to my hotel? Is it selfish if I want to go out with my family and fiance if they are out and about? The groom would likely be with them and all the other guests, and then that just feels wrong. I feel like a terrible friend for even having that thought. Bottom line, A, I'm trying to get a good night's sleep first and foremost. B, trying to pack in a bunch of time with everyone I barely get to see. Does signing up as a bridesmaid mean I'm not allowed to make my own decisions on my vacation? I look forward to your insight because whatever you say goes with this one. Thanks for your help. As always, love, a Betty by Bridesmaid Betch.
I think this is a great tangible example of what we were talking about in just like the introduction of this episode.
Yes.
Like self-sacrifice versus like self-care.
Yes.
Here, right? So how would you do this in the way that you described of like, because I think like we kind of discussed that framework, and like, how would you apply that to this situation?
Totally. I think I would apply it by saying, hey, I'm really just not into sleeping over. I'd rather sleep in my own bed, but I am excited to come and hang out and have like sleepover vibes. I'm just going to go back to the end of the night when everyone's going to bed and just go to sleep in my own bed. Which is like, I want to be part of this. I'm going to stay. Like my advice would be, if you have a bunch of nights, you're here for the wedding. You're there as a bridesmaid. That probably isn't going to be the night where you're going to like hang. That's going to be the one night where you're going to hang out, not hang out with your family. You're going to like hang out with the bride. Even the wedding night, you're probably not going to hang out with the bride that much. She's going to be like, walking around and doing her own thing. So like, this is the one night that I think you can hang out with her until whatever time when everyone decides they're like going to go to bed. It's the night before her wedding. I'm sure she's not going to just be wanting to be up braiding each other's hair till 3:00 in the morning. Like at some point, everyone's going to go to sleep and then you can go back to your hotel room. And I think that's totally reasonable. And the give is, I'm going to stay. I'm not going to like leave early to go hang out with my fiance and everyone else at the party that particular night. So I'm here for it. I want to bond. I want to hang out, but also validate one bed and a pullout for 6 grown women.
No,
not okay. Yeah. And maybe she wants some people to say no. I would.
Yeah. I wouldn't want everyone to be like all
sleeping on the floor. I mean,
yeah. I've heard of the bride's like sisters staying with her the night before. Or maybe
she
like
could pick
mom. One friend.
One friend or 2 if they're into it. Yeah. But like,
I wouldn't really want to do that the night before my wedding. I think I'd want to be well rested and alone person. I mean, I've talked extensively about wanting to be alone. But I don't know. Did you sleep in the room with anyone the night before your wedding?
I do think maybe a couple of our sisters might have slept over. I'm trying to remember.
Clearly you had a very memorable evening with them.
No, it wasn't that memorable, but I do think I might have done, I'd have to ask them. They have better memories than I do. But yeah, I think it's okay at 30 something to say like, don't prefer a sleepover. I have a hotel room that's like 10 minutes away. So I'll stay. And then when everyone's going to bed, I'm just going to go home.
And that's the perk of like this destination wedding. She can just like hop over probably 5-minute walk to her room.
Yes. When everyone's like winding down and they're getting into bed to like actually go to sleep, go home. I think that's very reasonable. And you're showing the gesture of like, I'm here for the bonding, but I'm not here for the sleepover.
Yes. It's also the sleepover isn't necessary. The sleeping isn't necessary next to these people.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's totally fine. If she has a problem with that, that's on her.
Yeah. And I honestly don't think she will. I think she probably, if I had to guess, didn't want to just pick.
Right. Like, leave anyone out. So she's like invited everyone, but I can't imagine she's going to feel comfortable with 2 people maybe sleeping on the floor or 3 people sleeping in a bed, which just sounds not, I'm sure she'd probably be happy with 2 to 3 people opting out of this. So yeah, I don't think I would do that at this. Would you do that under any circumstances at this age?
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, I would do a sleepover with one person if I like had my own bed, or maybe
I would share a bed,
2 people in a bed,
or king size bed with someone.
Right. Yeah. But I would not do 3 people in a bed, and I certainly would not sleep on a floor when I have a room 10 minutes away.
That's expensive too.
Yeah. Yes, right. Exactly.
Yeah, so I totally get that.
Do it. Set your boundary. Say no. You can simply say, I'd rather sleep in my own hotel room.
Right. Here's what I'm willing to do to come back again to your first
to feel
point.
More connected as a result. What do you think about her leaving and then going out with the other crew?
I don't love it. I think if the bride was like, again, I think it's like if everyone's going to bed and then she leaves and goes out with the other crew.
Right.
I think that would be fine because if like the talking is and the bonding is done.
Right.
But if she like left early to go out with the other people when they were still like hanging out, I think that would be weird because she is a bridesmaid.
Yes, agree.
So if she's going to be out and about, she should be with the bride. What do you think? It's a great idea.
I agree. Yep.